If you want to completely change your dopamine addiction to productivity, then this is for you. What I'm about to share isn't just some simple trick. It's the exact method I use to turn my dopamine-driven habits into a system that works for me, not against me. And the best part is you can start doing this by tomorrow. Without further ado, let's get into it. First, let's break down the basics. What is dopamine? Dopamine is a chemical in your brain often called the reward molecule. It's responsible for making you feel good whenever you accomplish something. Whether that's eating your favorite food, scoring a goal in a game, or even scrolling through social media. Think of dopamine as your brain's motivational driver. It rewards you for taking action by giving you a small hit of pleasure. But here's the catch. In the past, dopamine was great because it worked to push humans towards survival tasks like hunting for food or building shelter. These activities required effort first before the reward kicked in. Fast forward to today and things are fucked. Getting dopamine hits has become so easy that it requires zero effort, meaning that you feel pleasure and comfort despite not working for it. So if dopamine is the main reason you're driven to do anything, then why would you bother putting any effort into building something or achieving something when you can get that reward without any effort at all? And here's the real issue. Even if you know this information, even if you understand this concept, it is not as simple as deciding to change. However, I have a solution for you. By the end of this video, you will have actionable steps you can start taking by tomorrow and trigger change. But before we dive into the steps, there is one more key factor you need to understand in order to make use of this to its full potential. Let's talk about hedonic adaptation. What is hedonic adaptation? Hedonic adaptation refers to the phenomenon where people tend to quickly return to a baseline of happiness or satisfaction after experiencing positive or negative events. Essentially, no matter how good or bad something feels in the moment, we tend to get used to it over time and return to our normal state of well-being. Let me make it easier for you. Okay, let's say this is the baseline of your current normal state of well-being. Don't mind my shit writing. Oh my god, you can't curse in educational content. Shut the fuck up. Focus. This is important. Let's say this is the baseline of your current state of well-being. Now, let's use football as an example. Football. Yes, football. At your current baseline of well-being, football gives you 50 satisfaction. So every time you play football, your normal state of well-being increases by a bit. Over time, it increases more and more until you get up here. Football is still fun, but not as enjoyable as it used to be. Then one day you're walking and you trip and break your leg. How? You're a dumbass. Now, this negative experience gives you minus satisfaction and happiness. And then, slowly, day by day, lowering your current state of well-being all the way down here. When your baseline is this low, you start craving to play football again. So once you're healed and go back to playing football, because your baseline is lower than ever, from this perspective, football is more enjoyable than ever. Now, when it comes to dopamine, which is all about satisfaction, social media gives you the highest amount of dopamine with the least amount of effort. Meaning, if you consistently scroll on social media for hours, your baseline, well, is around, I don't know, it's over the fucking board. I don't want to write on the wall. Which means you don't find anything else interesting or attractive or enjoyable besides high-level dopamine activities. Anything below that you don't like doing, and anything lower than that you hate doing. You see where I'm going? If you're procrastinating, it's because your current baseline of well-being resides way higher compared to the satisfaction or reward you get from the important activities you should be actually doing. Meaning, all you have to do in order to be able to stop procrastinating but enjoy the boring but important activities is lower your current baseline. Now, let's go into the actionable steps. Step 1. Enjoy one task at a time. Never ever do multitasking. If you learn to enjoy one task at a time, your baseline of well-being will naturally lower over time. For example, when you're eating food, don't watch videos while doing it. When you shower, enjoy the shower. Don't listen to music while doing it. The point is, do one task at a time. Number 2, boring tasks first. When you wake up, your dopamine is almost reset. If the first thing you choose to do floods your brain with dopamine, the rest of your day is fucked. You most likely won't be able to do anything productive. Even if you manage to do it, why make it difficult for yourself? When you start off with high dopamine level activities, doing activities lower than that afterwards makes it extremely boring. So do the exact opposite. Find something extremely boring and do it before doing anything less boring. Doing something extremely boring first makes doing anything less boring afterwards enjoyable. Number 3, if it gets difficult, do not give up. If things get difficult, no matter the circumstance, do not stop until you're done. Usually when things get difficult, the desire for instant gratification and dopamine gets stronger over time. To be honest, there is nothing enjoyable or satisfying when things get complicated or difficult. However, if you stick to it for long enough, the baseline of your well-being will keep going lower and lower until difficulty no longer affects you as much. And the desire for instant gratification becomes nowhere near as strong as it used to be. When things get difficult or boring, don't grab your phone and don't do anything else that would distract you from your current task. Just sit there, calm down, focus, think and solve. If you get tired, take a small break. And when I say break, I mean clear your mind, don't consume any information. Number 4, the last stage. After following these 3 steps for some time, things start to change. How high your baseline of well-being currently is determines when this change will happen. For me personally, it took 4 weeks to reach this point. The last stage is a point where you understand this concept completely, and now the baseline of your current state of well-being is so low that even the most boring and dumb things become fun and enjoyable. At this stage, because your baseline is so low, even the things you used to consider the hardest to do became easier because you actually enjoy doing them now. And not only that, but now switching from high dopamine level activities to low dopamine level activities doesn't seem too hard. Well, it's still way better to do low dopamine activities first, but after a while of doing this, there is no longer any reason to be that strict. That's only if you're actually doing the work you are supposed to do. And now scrolling on TikTok or Instagram is no longer attractive. Not because it doesn't give you dopamine, but because it gives you so much dopamine, it overloads your brain with so much fucking useless information. You feel like your brain is getting fucked. Do this for a few days and watch how your life begins to change. If you have any questions or want further guidance, DM me. It's free. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.